Hi everyone, it's Donnie, Diamond Painting by Donnie, and that's who you've tuned into, if you weren't aware. And I am doing a drill with me today. I was just thinking to myself, why don't I do these more often? And to be honest, it's setting up this camera. It is a pain in the derriere, I tell ya. So I do have it set up, but I don't have any drills poured out into my tray. So let me do that real quick. And while I'm doing that, I will give you some updates. Actually, I know why there's nothing poured in, because I'm just doing it out of the container for these few that have just a couple. Let's start with, I recently got a little bit of help. I still may need some in the future. I'm not at maximum capacity, so there's people coming into the group all the time, and the more people there are, the more help I'm going to need, because there's just things that a lot of people that especially are new have questions with, and it's just too much for one person to do all the answering and to set things up, files and whatnot. There's requests all the time for people from people in the group for things that I could do. I just, if I was spending all the time doing all that, I wouldn't have much time to do my filming, editing, and research, all that kind of stuff that I do for the channel. So having help in those areas is a big pressure off of my back. It's not like it's a pain, or it's not like it's troublesome. It's just I don't have enough of me to go around. So having help helps a lot. And so I don't know if it announced it in the group when I made her a moderator, but you may have noticed Deanne. Her name is Deanne Wait Colette, and welcome her as a moderator. Congratulate her, whatever it is that you do when somebody gets into a position of helping others. She is helping me and Shannon quite a bit, because Shannon Dixon and we're the only ones doing that. Well, other than Stephanie, my daughter, she accepts the new members that request. She's like on her phone all day long, so she gets the notifications and she accepts people in. She's pretty quiet, so that's the perfect job for her. So, but other than that, it's just been me and Shannon. So now I've got Deanne in helping, and I appreciate her help a lot, as well as Shannon. Shannon still does quite a bit in the group, and I appreciate them both for helping out. I know there were a few more people who had volunteered, and I lost track of where it was that they said that they would be willing to help me. If you were still wanting to be considered to help, send me a message on my page, Diamond Painting by Donnie, on Facebook, because there is where I'm going to have record of it all, and that's like the first place I go to reference things. And it's really hard when I have to go to several different platforms to find where I saw a message. So that would be really great if you were one of the people that said that they would be willing to help. Yeah, if you could leave me a message there, that way I won't have to, put out my plea again when I do need help, which who knows when that'll be. It just depends on how fast the group grows, or how much stuff we start incorporating into it. things to keep up on, stuff like that. Excuse me. I'm just at the tail end of this cold or whatever it is. I'm still working with microphone placement. All right, so that was the first matter of business. The next thing I wanted to, I just wanted to do some updates. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I had posted a picture in the group, and I had also shown you on one of my craft hauls that loop yarn that I bought. And I made a hat for Teslin with it. Took me about an hour to make it, and I asked if anyone would be interested in me doing a video showing how I made it. So there were quite a few people who said they wanted me to see me do it. So I'm just letting you know I will be doing that video. It's just on my list of videos that need to get done. And I'm serious, I have a list. I really do. It's right here somewhere. I wrote it down. There it is. It's on the back of the piece of paper I'm looking at. So I have a couple of pins I still need to put in the shop on my list. And we need to work on Teslin's homework. And I need to make that video and do a drill with me. Well, here we go. I'm getting things checked off my list. All right. Now, there was something, if you've noticed that if you shop on Aliexpress, you'll notice that they're having they're talking about this sale, this 11/11 sale, and people have talked about it in the group. But if you aren't aware, Aliexpress is having a sale that will be, it starts, I think, like at 5 p.m. I don't know if that's China time or our time, on the 10th, and it ends on the 12th. So it's a very short period. They have some things are available for pre-order where you pay a deposit. And I've done several items like that. So instead of a buy button, there will be a purple button that says pre-order or pay deposit, one of those two, I can't remember. And you're going to push that, and it'll take your deposit, and then it'll be in your orders tab, but you can't finish paying for it until the 11th. And at that time, you'll get the reduced price, the sale price. And I don't know if the price goes down even more at that point. I'm not sure. But I've pre-ordered several things, and then they're also doing a thing where if you add things to your cart right now, you get 5 coins every time you add something to the cart. That's just a thing they're doing to try and get people to buy stuff. But I'm adding things to my cart, and I'm waiting until the sale to pay for them, to buy them. It's not like there's a deposit on these other items that are in my cart. They're just sitting there because I got the 5 coins. I could take them out if I really, sometimes I add things I don't really want just so I can get my 5 coins. But you can do it like 20 times a day, adding things to your cart. Yeah, they would love it if you actually bought all 20 of those things. But if you like order something that costs $1 or like 32 cents, you can add it 20 times and then remove them all. You still get the coins. And let's see, what else can you do? If you click on the button that shows that they're doing, it's some kind of arcade or something like that, you go there and you just click on a store and check in, and you get a coupon every time you do that. And you can do it 5 times a day. And then if you do that 5 times in one day, plus share the event, then you're supposed to get 2 tokens. And every 3 tokens you get entered into the drawing for the $11,111 prize or something. I'm still not quite sure about that part because every time I try and share, it doesn't share. So I did the 5 stores where I checked in today and I didn't get another token. So I don't know if it's buggy or if it really works or what, but at another date in November, like the 4th or something, they're having another game that you can play to get more tokens or coupons or something. And right now the select coupons, you can get like 10 a day for free. Instead of having to pay 20 tokens per coupon, you can get, 20 or 10 a day. But I keep seeing them all sorts of different places on the website, on the app, sorry. And I have like $400 worth of these coupons, but they can only be used during the 11/11 sale, and God knows I'm not going to buy that much because you can use like up to 3 or 4 on certain stores. So you can save like $8 because they're worth $2 each. So it just depends on how much you're spending. And normally you have to spend like $60 to be able to use that many. So I'm not, nah. But for normally for one token, for one coupon, you only have to spend $15 and then you can use the coupon to get $2 off. And that's normally what they're used for. And then in special circumstances, they allow $65 and you can use 3 coupons. Normally you can only use 1 coupon per order. So that's something to consider. These sales that they do are always so confusing, I tell you. So now I've got a section with a little bit more. I'm using my Craftmates Lockables. And I got this in that set that I ordered from Amazon. It's just a little spoon. And I'm not going to do it up here because I don't want them getting spilled down in the area. So I just scoop 1 or 2 scoops into the tray, even if it's not a lot that I'm using. Because if you watched my product review, I've got this new handy dandy dual drill pen, dual drill placer. Yeah. And I love it. So if you didn't see my product review, this is it right here. I have my autofocus turned off so that it's not trying to focus on the tip of my pin all the time, but here's what it looks like here. It's pretty cool. So now I have a little bit of section here that I can use it on, so I'm going to. Ooh, trash. All right, so, if you have any questions about that sale, you can ask in the group, and those that understand it can help answer. And if I'm able to get on Facebook, which, who's kidding? I get on there basically every day because I have to check orders from the pin shop to make sure, because I don't get emails like I'm supposed to when I get an order. So I check it several times a day. But yeah, ask in there. There's a lot of people, knowledgeable people, helpful, friendly people in the group. And you can ask, just make a post. Nobody is ignored in there. So, and always, if you ask a question on one of my videos and I haven't gotten back to you, it doesn't mean I'm not going to. Sometimes it takes me several days to be able to have the quiet time and the mental capacity to sit and answer questions and read comments. So it could take me a few days. Like I was like 5 days behind on answering comments. I just caught up on that. But if it's something you need to know right away, or you really urgently are trying to find the answer to something, go to the group. You can ask in there, and people are always on there. There's always somebody awake. So don't be shy. Join the family. Join the Facebook group. It's for the love of diamond painting with Donnie and Teslin. There is a link down below this video in the description box. It's in any of my videos. There is a link. I put it in every single one. I went all the way back to the beginning and put the link. I think, if I remember correctly, there was something that I didn't go all the way back to the beginning and do. And just an update, I will post this video. Let's see. It is now after midnight, so today I will have it posted in the morning. Oh, maybe. Goodness, why I can't promise that. I will have it posted at some point today. Let's put it that way. And just to remind you, today is the last day that you can use my code for Diamond Art Club for the 15% off. After that, it will no longer work. The affiliate program is being discontinued. So I will remove the special link from down below. And I will remove the code as well. That means I'm going to have to go back to all my videos and remove it. Ugh. But I still have high regards for that company. And I will still leave that recommendation in my videos down below. Just to help anyone out. And, you know, they do have codes that you can use. They just won't, I just won't have an affiliation, profit or whatever they call it, off of it. So, it won't affect you guys any whatsoever. But if you are wanting to, you know, help the channel out and use my code, tomorrow or today will be the last day to do that. And that's all I have to say about that. Let's see. When I had my last drill with me, one of the questions was, what book am I currently reading? And I had told you at the time I was not reading a book, and I was thinking of reading a Stephen King book, and I did start that book. It's called Sleeping Beauties. It's actually by Stephen King and his son Owen King. So far, it's pretty good. I'm liking it. Okay, I don't have this other light on, so let's move it out of the way. Let's do the autofocus real quick because it's not... There we go. Okay. Now... let's see what else I have on here. Okay. So I had talked about in my video where I found all the diamond paintings at Walmart, how I said I was going to get a hold of Diamond Dots about a chart. Well, I had called them, and the woman that I talked to said that she was going to get with the floor manager or something, because what they do, this is really strange to me how they don't have a master chart of these codes, but each diamond painting or diamond art that they call it has, because so many people requested it, they started giving them, you know, putting the numbers on. But they, instead of just putting the DMC code on, they put their own little secret code on there. And each one that's in their computer, they have this list of codes, but they also have, next to the number that we see in their computer, they have the DMC code next to it in their computers. But because they have over 70 diamond paintings, and she was going to send me the sheet, I guess, the code sheet on every single one with the translated DMC code for it. But I got an email after she checked with somebody, and she said because that's too much work. You know, they don't want to pay her to be doing something like that, apparently, or for somebody to spend the time to do that. I didn't reply to her because I don't know what to say. Basically what it looks like I'm going to need to do, or somebody out there may have already started or is doing it, is go through and of course, each number, like the black number, their 8,000 code, whatever they have given for black, I think it's like 8,011, something like that. That's going to be 310. And that 8,000 code will be on every single one of their paintings that has black. So that's going to be 310 on all of them. So the only possible way to get all of their codes is to just collect them as you go. So if you purchase a diamond dot, if you purchase a diamond dot or Leisure Arts, one of the diamond paintings, if you're planning on doing this, I think we need to make a post so that we can collaborate on it, because there's no way I'm going to buy every single one of their paintings just to get all of the codes. My luck would be I'd buy one of their $100 paintings, and all the codes on there would be ones I've already seen. So my idea is, for those that are willing to do this, I will make a post in the group. And if people could list, or if there's another way to do it, if someone could make a list of the different diamond paintings that they own that have the codes on them, because they only recently started doing that. Not all of their paintings have the codes on them. I need to check my Cafe at Night. I can't remember if that has the codes on it, but I think it does. I do know my my Trick or Treat one, the Triple Treat, it has it on there, but I've already taped over it because I framed it. So if somebody else could make a copy of it, and yeah, that would be good. Make a copy, because I still have my drills, but I don't know what numbers go to them. So I just need a copy of the key for that one. But whoever who wants to do this will need to have one of the DMC charts, and you're going to need to match up the color of, take one of your leftover drills, or even one before you use it, and match it to the DMC chart to see what DMC number it actually is. So then we will know from there on out what number, what diamond dot number goes with which DMC number. You see what I'm saying here? And so if we make a master list of their codes as to what we've seen in our paintings, and then put the corresponding DMC code, I think eventually we'd be able to get the entire list done. Because not everybody buys the same paintings. Not everybody is interested in the same paintings. Like myself, I've got 5 of the Leisure Art paintings, and I've got, I believe there's only going to be, well, I think the skull, it's called, I don't know, Diamond Skull or something. I have that one, and I think that has the codes on it, and Cafe at Night should have the codes on it. So I have those 2 and the 5 diamond art from Leisure Art from Walmart that I got. I've got the sun mandala. I've got the white kitten. I've got the peacock. I've got, I think, a parrot and the unicorn. I don't know if it's a parrot or, yeah, it's like a palm tree on a beach. Yeah, so those are the ones I have. And so I can match those up. And if anyone else is interested in doing this with me, I'll do it. You know, I'll put it on my priority. I'll put it at the top of my list of to-do things to do. But if no one else is going to be doing it with me, I might as well just hold off and wait until I can get more of them, so I can get more codes at once. Because the Leisure Arts is a diamond dot company, and they use the same codes that they use in their diamond dot paintings that you find everywhere else. And I hear you can get the Leisure Art paintings at Michael's, AC Moore, and Joann's. I actually looked on Joann's website and did see them on there. I saw they have the beginner kits too. So I thought that was pretty neat. Because we don't carry them, actually, the Joann's around here, anywhere like within the 50, 100 mile radius, does not carry them in the stores. I would have to have it shipped to me if I wanted to order one. So I'm going to consider it, but for now I'm okay not having them. But because I'm a completionist, I need to have that list. And if people aren't able to find, or they don't have this certain paintings that might have the other numbers, I would probably end up buying it. I just wish they would make that public knowledge. I mean, it's not a big secret. I know it would be a lot of work for her to do that, but why can't they just put DMC codes on them? I don't understand that. Because they want to separate themselves. I understand that they want to separate themselves from diamond painting, because they say that diamond dots are not diamond paintings, because they hold themselves to a different quality, a different standard, which, you know, they do have a different quality than the Chinese companies, but it shouldn't mean that they are elitist or anything to where they can't, you know, cooperate. It just makes it easier for us. That's all. All right, I think I'm done with this color. Now I gotta pick another one. Okay, so that's what I have to say about that. So yeah, please let me know if you're interested in helping with that project, since it is definitely not something that one single person could do unless they had some kind of inside discount or something with somebody where they could get them at, you know, 90% off or something. I would buy them all if I could get them that low, 90% off. That would be really nice, but that's not realistic. So we will go with my idea of working together. I don't mind that at all. In fact, I would really love to be able to work with some of you on this project. Okay, so I think I did that, did that. Okay, so there's one other thing I just wanted to talk about that happened before I finished trying to finish off this questionnaire. Oh my gosh, 30 minutes in and I forgot already. Okay, I just want to announce the first person that was drawn to be displayed in the video. And this is a painting done by Dawn Marie Diaz Thomas. Take a look. Very good job, Dawn Marie. Hope you guys liked it, and I hope you like hearing your names called out, because I did not do that in the previous, did I do it in just one other video? Yeah, I've only done it in one other video before. And people, I forget that people basically just listen. They're not watching, and it didn't occur to me that they may not look up and see when I was posting the pictures from before. So, because nobody mentioned to me at all that that their picture was posted in the last drill with me. And I pulled 4 names and displayed 4 different paintings in that. So that just kind of shocked me that nobody said anything, or maybe it wasn't a big deal to them. But I will continue to do it because I think it is necessary, because I really want to celebrate your guys' accomplishments with diamond painting, because that's what family does. All right, let me find these. Okay, I'll take this one. All right. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put up a second one since I was so late in displaying the first one. So this next one was done by Lori, I'm going to butcher this name, Strelekis Green. Now I noticed there's a lot of people, a lot of women that have 3 names. I know I used to have my maiden name with my married name on my Facebook, but I took it off. But a lot of people still do. And that's okay. It just makes it really hard to, I have this little tiny notebook, and I try writing these long names in it, and it like, okay, I gotta go wrap around to the next aisle. All right, so I've mentioned 2 people, and I'm going to tell this little story here. So a lot of you may know I am on disability, and you know that income is necessary for us to maintain, pay the bills. Well, I'm not on SSI, which is what you get when you haven't earned enough money in your lifetime to get disability insurance. And that's what my mom was on, because she never was able to really work at all. So she didn't have enough paid into Social Security and Medicare to draw Social Security disability. So she was on SSI, which is Social Security insurance, I think they call it. But I'm on, SSD, which is Social Security disability. And the thing about, there's a difference between the two. The SSI is, it's income based. If there's income in your household, it counts towards what you would get. If you're on SSD, it's only, it's a whole other ball of wax, because they encourage you to be able to get a job. They encourage you to be able to work. And since I became monetized and I had the money coming in from the affiliate program, it's not a lot, but it's a little, and you still need to report it when you make money. And then there's the Amazon affiliation. And then at one point I had the Untitled Artisan affiliation, but that's basically done with. And then there's the little bit that I bring in from making my pins. So I've made a little bit of money, and I actually get they look at my case every 2 years to see if I'm still disabled. And of course, this month happened to be that month that they did it. And so I get this form that I need to fill out. The first question on there was, did you work? Were you self-employed? Okay, so I don't consider this work. I consider it my job, but more like a career kind of thing because I enjoy it. And, I set my own hours. It's not like something I have to do. It's just something I enjoy doing. It's more like a hobby to me. And, but I treat it with the respect of, something like a job where people are relying on me kind of thing. So I have to let them know that I made this money. And so I called Social Security up, and it takes over an hour on hold before somebody answers the phone for me to talk to. And I get on the phone and I ask her, I ask her these questions. I'm like, so I just basically used, so I didn't have to go into the explanation of the whole YouTube channel. I just asked about, I do crafting and I sell my crafts. And she's like, oh, that's definitely income. You made money. That's income. And she started getting really just snotty with me, like I was stupid. And, I understood that because she told me once. But my question was, because I looked it up and I know that, they encourage you to be able to work. And when you do work, you have like a 8-month or 9-month trial period to see if it's going to, well, you have to earn over so much money per month for it to be considered work that would be sufficient enough for you to live off of outside of your disability money that they pay you. And I think it's like if it's over $800 a month, then it's considered a trial month out of the 9, and you can have 9 months out of 60 months. So in 5 years, you have like 9 months that you can consider trying it out because they understand try working and it just doesn't work because, it's just not something you're able to do with your disability. So they have this whole thing set up like that. And I said that to her. I said, okay, but I know once you get into the trial, she goes, and she interrupted me. She kept interrupting me, would not let me finish a sentence. And it was so infuriating. And when I get frustrated, I get loud. I wasn't yelling, but I was getting loud because I couldn't be heard because she was talking over me. And I tried asking my question and she kept interrupting me as if she knew what I was going to say, like she was a mind reader. And she was answering me like I was dumb and I didn't hear her the first time. And I tried asking her and she's like, oh, but you have to get approved to do that, to be able to do the trial or whatever. I can't remember the name of whatever it is they call it. And I'm like, okay, so now I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh, great. So I have to get approved in order to sell my crafts. Oh, that's income, she would say. It's like, I understand that, but it's just some crafts that I sold. I know it's an income, but why do I need to be approved to do something like that? So ultimately, she ended up hanging up on me. And I think I was infuriated before. I was extremely frustrated. And, when I'm really frustrated like that and bothered, I cry. And, nobody was here. It was just me. And I didn't have anyone to talk to. Tried calling my friend, but I got the answering machine. And so I went to the website and they had a thing because I needed help. I didn't know what to do. And they had this thing where you could contact them, where they would call you, help desk would call you. And it said the wait time was like 15 minutes. I'm like, 15 minutes? Heck, that's nothing. I just waited on hold to be hung up on for an hour. So I did it, went and took care of a couple things around the house and came back in here, and a couple minutes later, I get the phone call. And sure enough, the woman was able to help me, tell me the information I needed, tell me exactly what I needed to do. And I said something about how I needed to be approved. And she says, no, you do not need to be approved for that. They're talking about SSI or something. It was something else. See, so the first woman I spoke to was misinformed, or she was misinforming me because she wasn't listening to me. I'm going to cough. I'm going to try and cover you up. Hope that wasn't too bad. If it was, I'll edit it out. All right, so I'm all, confident in everything that I did everything right. I've been keeping track of things. I do need to get something like QuickBooks. That's just more time that it's going to take out of my day. Well, this has taken me 2 days dealing with this. So, but now I'm going to have to start keeping track of things in like QuickBooks so that, I can print out profit and loss or whatever, because just because the money that I've received doesn't mean that is profit. And that's what the lady told me to do, is to figure up, with all my receipts and stuff, how much I actually made, not how much I got, but how much I made, and have all my receipts. So I've been keeping my receipts, but now I have to sit down and do that, and my brain has to be prepared and ready to, and I don't have very much time left where I have to get this turned in. So I need to get it done. And one of the problems is Facebook. That Facebook shop, I'm thinking of switching to Etsy, because I went to the place where you're supposed to be able to print out your how much you made, because they take fees out. So I'm definitely not making that 6% that they take out. And I need to know I could sit there and add it up from the screen. It would be much nicer if I could have a piece of paper in front of me and I could write on it and keep track or whatever. And every time I go to print it out, it gives me a dead screen. So I'm having to deal with their customer service, or whatever you want to call it, via email, which I get a response once every 24 hours. I feel like I'm dealing with some of these Aliexpress sellers. So now I've got to wait to hear back from them, because they responded back to me. I had to give them a screenshot of the thing and tell them what web browser I'm using and what version and blah, blah, blah. So now I wait to hear back on that, just so I can print this out. If I have to, I will write everything down from the screen, but I want it to be as easy as possible, because I have way too much to do, way more important things to do, even though this is very important. So I know if we're going to be having a loss of income, and I have to keep doing this. I love doing this, but I don't want it to be, a necessity in order to survive. This is supposed to have been, supplemental, and, something to just help pay for things, pay for the hobby itself, basically, because I'm really not making a profit after, I buy all the diamond paintings and the supplies and the postage, and it's really for fun. It's mainly for fun, but it does supplement a little bit. It pays for the diamond paintings, let's put it to you that way. But if that's the case, once I get my numbers, then I don't have anything to worry about. But if it's to a point where it's more, then I may have to consider what to do. And so I need to actually go down to the Social Security office and talk to somebody and tell them the exact situation, so that they can advise me maybe on what I should do. I'm not going to stop my channel from growing, because that, if I'm at a point right now where I'm in the safe zone where it's not going to affect me, great, but I'm not going to stop my growth so that it doesn't get any further. Just because I know that this hobby, this craft is growing in popularity, and I see new subscribers all the time, people that are just learning about it. The more that these companies advertise on Facebook, the more people start looking for groups. And mine seems to pop up quite often, because a lot of the people that I'm finding that want to join are people that just found it on Facebook. Now, getting them to start watching my videos, that's another story. I can't seem to, I don't want to be pushy, and I don't want to be like a salesperson by saying, watch my channel, because some people just don't do YouTube. And I understand that, and I respect that. But it is kind of funny, because some of the things that I talk about in my videos or the reviews that I do, people like the next day are asking about that same exact thing on Facebook. And it's because they don't do YouTube. But I'll link my YouTube video for them. Give them that opportunity to watch the video. But it's not like they have to. So, oh, tangent. Didn't I get off on a tangent there? Anyway, so yeah, I'm waiting to find out from Facebook what I need to know, and then I can finish that up, because that's been on my to-do list. I hate it when there's something I know I need to do, but I don't want to do it. But it like nags at me, because I know it has to get done, especially when there's a time frame you have to get it done in. So, because of all the different things that go along with this channel and all the responsibilities I have daily, I sometimes forget about the real life stuff that I have to take care of, like paying bills. But, I don't forget about Tesla, and I don't forget to spend time with her and take care of her. It's the other tedious stuff that nobody wants to do, like bills and going to the doctor. So, I have to write things down so I can remember this is important. Even responding to emails. Sometimes it's just too much to take care of at the moment. I'm overwhelmed. I can't think of, writing this long email. But it's on my to-do list, and I do it, and I don't put things off very long, because, like I said, things start nagging at me in my brain. My brain's like, you got to do it. Go do it. Go. Do it now. And each night when I want to go to bed, and I'm like, no, I need to do this tonight, or I got to get this video edited so I can put it up in the morning. I have to tell myself, you can do that in the morning. Tessa will be at school. You'll have all day. But then when that day comes, I end up getting sidetracked with notifications on my phone, or, emails, or Aliexpress, something like that. It happens every day. But today I made a point not to look at my phone. I didn't deal with anything that was on my phone, because a lot of the stuff I deal with on my phone before I even get into the craft room. Notifications and whatnot, texts that I get for shipments that have arrived or whatnot. Yeah. So I ignored all that, and I did that video this morning. I don't even remember what it was about. What video did I do this morning? I filmed one. I had one post automatically at 6 a.m. because I did it last night. And then I filmed one and put it up. Yeah, it was the review, because I got the mail from the day before. I had gotten them. I had gotten the vacuum and this lovely pin the day before. And I wanted to get that up before I forgot. And before I forget yet again, I am going to show you this diamond painting that Mandy Allen Moran did. I just love that you guys are sharing your finished products with me and letting me show them on my videos. I think it just helps bring me closer to you guys, and saying your names out loud, it helps me to remember who is who and who did what, because it's hard to keep track of. I mean, I feel bad, but I can't always keep track of who did what, and I have to sometimes go back through posts to remind myself. But you know, when there's almost 2,000 people in the Facebook group now, the more you comment, the more you participate in chat, the more I get familiarized with you guys. And I don't always comment, but I try to like everything on Facebook. It's a little harder because there's a lot more than on YouTube, but I do attempt to do that. But the moderators and administrators are also there to help make sure everybody's questions get answered. And yes, that's what I do with a section. After I finish it, I will trim off the piece. Sometimes I keep the piece if it's big enough, but most of the time I don't. But what was I talking about? Oh, the painting I just showed you. And because we are coming up on almost an hour, I am going to go ahead and show you another one. This one was by Tracy Mills. Now, because I'm recording this, I don't actually have the photos in front of me. I could Alt-Tab and look at it, but I will. I do have your pictures of your diamond painting saved on my computer with your name on it and the date of this video. So I will definitely be able to look at how beautiful they are again, because I did look at them when I downloaded them. All I know is everybody's finished products are beautiful just because it takes time, and I appreciate the time that it takes people to do these diamond paintings, because I am a diamond painter as well, and I can relate to you and how much time you put into it and the effort, and there's a lot of love put into a lot of these. So that's why I want to appreciate you and your work by showing them off in my videos. I have no idea what this is. Oh, it's part of the wax covering from it came off on my bead mat. Yeah, weird. But these things stick really well. So I just picked a spot on here to do. Now I've got to pick another section and try and make it even, because I'm moving on to the next section. You know, honestly, I'm not going to be able to get to the questionnaire because I talk too much. Not the questionnaire, but the tag. You know, I can always do the tag in the next one. You know, they're not going anywhere. I know I don't go through them as fast as a lot of people do. I know you like to hear them because you learn things about me, and I'm hoping that what I'm talking about now, you still learn things about me. But I'll answer one. I don't know if I can answer this one, though. It says the best and worst purchases ever made. Yeah, I've bought some pretty... I think the worst purchase I ever made was when I had a Fingerhut account. I bought these sheets that said that they were silk sheets. Well, I can tell you this much. They were not silk sheets. They were uncomfortable. They were itchy, and they were like polyester sheets. And I think they were pretty expensive too. So that would be my worst purchase that I can think of. But my best purchase, let's see, I like to buy the things, the as seen on TV things. And I've bought a few in my lifetime. And I'll say actually another one of my worst purchases was when I bought my daughter this fly pen thing that was very expensive. It was like $80. I got it for her for Christmas. She wanted it, and I don't think she ever used it. It was interactive with paper, certain things that you put on the paper. I think you had to use this special paper though. And you know, they have things out there now like that, but it was by Leapfrog, I think, that had it. But I spent a lot of money on that thing and it didn't get used. So this was right after my second husband went to prison, and I was left trying to, you know, raise my two daughters, preteens. Actually, this needs to come out. That's a really bad one. Yeah, they were in middle school. And, you know, I had to get a job working nights to support them. And I had a second job during the day taking care of my mom through, you know, disability services. So I was working 2 jobs. I didn't have a lot to give them, but what I did give them, I wanted it to count and matter. And when it just doesn't get used and you spend that much money on it, you know, that's frustrating, being a single mom and all. But my best purchase, I'm going to say it's something I got recently, which is this, I don't know what they call them. They're like personal air coolers. I saw somebody do a review on it on YouTube. It was pretty funny, but you know, they do have their ups and downs, but I enjoyed it, and it got me through the summer because my craft room is in the very far end of the house. We only have a portable air conditioner in the living room, and we have ceiling fans, one in the living room and one in the family room. So the craft room does not get a lot of cool air. In fact, none. If I want to have a bit of privacy in the, you know, in here to do videos, I would have to shut the door, and then it would be extremely hot. So yeah, that is what saved my bacon this summer and did not cook me alive. I'm trying to find the, here we go. This is the one. I'm finding my line to cut for my next section. Yes, I want it as exact. It's got to be the exact size as the first one. Now let me find the top here. Right there. All right, so all that's left, I think, is one more painting. And I thought I would leave you off with this one because I do remember what this one looks like, and I made it last on purpose because today is Halloween, if I get this up on time, which I hope, because the day after Halloween is my birthday and I don't know what I will be doing that day. So I'm hoping to get this up Halloween. And this last painting is from Angela Martin Callahan. So there you go. Happy Halloween, guys. And I am going to be taking Teslin around 5:30-ish around the neighborhood because We went out way too late last year. And it is a school night. So we need to... She goes to bed at about 7:30. So we can't be out late. Even though she doesn't need a lot of candy because she got a ton of it at this... Oh, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. We went to this college, the U of O, the University of Oregon. They have a group of the sororities and fraternities that like to volunteer. They have for this group that I don't remember the name of the group, but what they do is they raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. And Teslin, is one of the lucky kids that benefited from people like them who raise money for the Children's Miracle Network when she was in the NICU. So we get invited to these things that they throw on for the kids. And I didn't know about it. And she actually sent texts out to people. And so we got our invite. And I'm like, oh, I think Teslin would really like that. So we went. There were only like 4 families that showed up, but there were tons of college kids. And they had these circular tables throughout this whole room. And in the middle of each table, they had a huge bowl of candy. So the kids got to, quote unquote, trick or treat around the room. And because there wasn't very many kids there at the end of the night, which it only lasted an hour and a half, and we made it for an hour of it. What was left over, they just poured in the middle of the table and said, take what you want. So she has got an entire bag filled with candy already. And, of course, Mommy doesn't give it to her all at once. It gets it in moderation. She has to earn it, etc. But yeah, we did that on Friday night. I'm so glad she is better because that way she's able to do this kind of stuff. And then on Saturday, she went to the pumpkin patch. So I don't know if I told you guys that stuff. So the picture you saw, or maybe you didn't see in my Facebook group of the second pumpkin that we carved. The first one was even bigger than that. And we carved that one the night before. But she got both of those pumpkins at the pumpkin patch with her big sister, Ayla. They went and they always go. Ayla takes her and Braden, my grandson, to the pumpkin patch every year. And then shortly after that, when they have the Christmas parade over in the next town over, she takes them to that. So, I mean, those two kids, they're like 2 peas in a pod. They work great together and they also fight great together. But they loved, it's great seeing them and be able to do things together. And I mean, they're 2.5, well, almost 3 years apart, but they work great together. They're good. And they had fun at the pumpkin patch. And she looks forward to going with her sister and Braden and Braden's daddy every year. So I can't believe, I knew I was forgetting something when I was writing down the things I wanted to update you on. Like, what happened this week? Nothing. Just a million things. I've just got to start writing them down as they happen. So there you guys go. I have one last thing, and that's the question of the day. And it's a simple one, but I am curious to know, are you a tweezers person or are you a drill pin person? And so, I mean, for square drills, do you use tweezers or a drill pin? Obviously, if you are a round drill person, do you use just a regular drill pin, or do you have your own specialty drill pin that you've made or that you've bought from somewhere? Or, even square. If you're a square drill pin person, I mean, if you like to do square drills and you use a pin, same question. I personally like my pick-me-up tool. I mean, here, this is prime example. It's got the thing on the chisel at the other end. I found a piece of gunk in there, and I could just flip my pen over and do it. And it's got the pointy thing that I use sometimes. And, you know, I use my tweezers mainly for, you know, picking things out, just like I use the chisel for, or for straightening drills. Sometimes I'll place drills with my tweezers, but because it hurts my thumb, I don't do it very often. I've yet to try to use the backwards tweezers that somebody had mentioned, and I found some at the Dollar Tree. I have them here, but I don't have any drills set out yet for this new section I just opened up. Where'd they go? There they are. So here's these backwards tweezers that I'm going to give a shot one of these days. Yeah, I think that might work. I don't know how well they'll pick up the drills though. So, and now that I've got this, I'm really enjoying using this too. And I still want to try and find a way to merge this section right here, the tip right here, because I want to use this with this. I want to merge that with something else to make it more solid, because I do like to use the base that comes with it, because it's got like a self-filling thing in there. I don't know if you watched my review on it, but see, it comes with wax in the bottom of the base, and I keep it in a tray, and inside of the base there is a hole where you can access your wax. and I'm sure you can fill this with any substance that whatever your favorite substance is, you know, the Aleene's Tack-It, whatever, the Aleene's Tacky. So see, I just filled it up again. You can't see because the autofocus is off. Let me turn it back on. There we go. So yeah, I just filled it back up by sticking it in there, and if you can see, yeah, you can see real well. You can see the two little indentions. And then sometimes though, there's too much in here, and you can, so that it won't stick to your tray. So I push it back out a little bit so that it's hanging over a little bit like that. So it will actually stick on the tray and hold, so it won't fall over. So yeah, there you go. I love it. I do. I just got it yesterday and I started using it a little bit, and then I did it in the video, showed you guys, and I used it on my drill with me here. So there you go. That's what I like to use. And my tastes seem to change, but for the most part, since I saw Allison Rosen's video on putting this tip in here, I've been using this, and this has been my favorite tool because it has the goop in here. And I haven't had to turn the goop at all for this entire section, and I didn't get that double pin until towards the end of this section being finished. So I did almost the entire section, and I hadn't turned it the entire time, and I don't know how long it's been since I turned it. And this is the original goop that's in this one, because I had to buy a new one because my other one cracked. But also the grippy, which I made. This is the second grippy I've gone through, because the first one, these things do tend to break and they don't last forever. In fact, some of these have broken and I've just tied them off. So I'll probably have to replace this one soon. But this is by far my favorite drilling implement. And once I can figure out how to make this more like this, if I could get this as this, oh, that would be perfect. Wow, that's about the same size. I just don't have the mentality, the kind of brain that is an inventing brain where you can think up these kinds of things. So I think I'm going to actually go to bed, and I will get this edited and posted first thing when I get up tomorrow while Teslin's at school. So until next time, guys, have fun diamond painting. And don't forget to like this video if you did, because I really like seeing those likes. And Have a good night. Bye, everyone.